Hi students, welcome back to Wisdom Academy YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have started the chapter electric potential and capacitance, and we saw what is the meaning of electric potential. We found electric potential for a single point charge. We found electric potential for a dipole on its axial point and also on its equatorial point. Today we are going to see what is the electric potential at a general point. So we see on axial point, we saw on a equatorial point. Now we will take a dipole and we will take a general point at some angle. So dipole, this is minus q plus q, and instead of taking some axial or equatorial, I will take somewhere here general point. Let the point be P, and I will try to find what is the potential at this point. So I need to join this line. Let this line be R1 and let this line be R2, right? So let us assume that this makes an angle theta. It will be used later. Okay. So now what I am going to do, I am going to find the V net at B. So V at P will be equal to what? It will be V d2 minus q plus V d2 plus q. We know potential is a scalar quantity. So we will do algebraic addition. So what is V d2 minus q? It is k into q, that is minus q, by R1, and for that it is k into q by R2. Then if I take k q common, then what I get? 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. So when I solve it, I will get V at P is equal to k into q into R1 minus R2 by R1 R2. This is the potential at any point P due to an electric dipole. So due to electric dipole at a general point, a random point P, if you want to find the potential, that is equal to k into q into R1 minus R2 by R1 into R2. One more thing, we can take a case in this, that if P is very far from the dipole, so I am assuming that this point P is at a very far distance from the dipole. So if it is very, very far, then if I drop a perpendicular here, okay, then if it is R2, this will also become R2 approximately. They both are going to be very far. So this distance will be R1 minus R2. So since why I am doing this, because I want to find R1 minus R2, I also want to find R1 R2. So from here I can write what is cos theta. Let me name it as A, B and C. Then I can write cos theta is equal to, for this triangle, this is perpendicular. So for this triangle ABC, I can write cos theta is equal to AB, that is R1 minus R2 by this is 2D, right, distance between the dipole. So I will write R1 minus R2 divided by 2D. So from here I can write that R1 minus R2 is equal to 2D cos theta. I hope you are understanding this. Then R1 into R2, see R1 R2, what I will draw from P to the center of the dipole, I will draw a general line, and that will be R. So if you multiply R1 into R2, it's like I am multiplying R 2 times. Why I am saying so? R is little bit more than R2 and is little bit less than R1. So R1 and R2 I am writing it as R square. Do you understand what I am trying to say? There are three lines, one line like this, one line like this and one line like this. This line, if it is 10 centimeter and this line is 12 centimeter, this is 11 centimeter approximately, right? So I am just assuming that this into this will be equal to this times the square. Okay. So it is just an assumption which I am doing for making you understand that R1 R2 can be equal to R square. So putting these two values here, I will get Vp is equal to k into q into, instead of R1 R2 I will write 2D cos theta divided by R1 R2 is R square. Now this R becomes what? R is the distance of P from center of the dipole, from center of dipole. So now V at P will become equal to Q into 2D will be dipole moment. So K into P into cos theta by r square. This is the expression for P. This is valid only if P is very far. So, if P is very far, then I get the expression of potential at that point is K into P into cos theta by r square. Now, this expression will also help you in checking what you found for axial and equatorial point. So, for axial point, see, for axial point means this is present somewhere here. So, if it is present somewhere here on the axial line, then theta is equal to 0. For axial point, theta is equal to 0. So, cos theta will be equal to 1. So, I will get Vp is equal to K into P by r square. So, I got to know that potential at P will be equal to Kp by r square. Same thing we got when we solved potential due to dipole at axial point. And if it is equatorial, for equatorial, we know that for equatorial point theta will become equal to 90 degree, because theta will be exactly straight here, it is 90 degree and cos 90 is 0. So, we write Vp is equal to 0. So, when you put the values of theta here, you can get the value of electric potential. So, this is about the electric potential at a general point due to dipole. Now, we have learned about electric potential for only single charge or for dipole. If there are more than two charges, then what would be the electric potential at a point? So, suppose I am taking a condition where I have a charge here Q1, I have a charge here Q2, I have a charge here Q3, a charge here Q4, and so on. I have n number of charges, okay, and at a point P I want to find what is the net potential due to all these charges. Then see, it will be very simple, no need of having any vector sum, it is very simple. So, V at P will be equal to V at P due to 1, V at P due to 2, due to 3 and so on till Vn, right. And we know the value of V1 will be equal to K into P by, let the distance between Q and between P and Q will R1, let this distance be R2, let this distance be R3, R4, Rn. So, Kp by R1 plus Kp by R2 plus Kp by Rn. So, this is the value of electric potential due to system of charges. I think here Q will come, K into Q1, K into Q2, K into Qn will come and not P will come. So, if you take K common outside, we can write even like this, Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2 plus Qn by Rn is the value of V at point P due to the system of charges. In the previous session itself, we have seen that electric field and electric potential are two important parameters in finding field at any point. So, for any point in electrostatics, two important characteristics are its field and its potential. Today, we are going to formulate a relationship between electric field and electric potential. For that, we take a positive charge and keep it at one point. Then what we do, along this line, we keep 2 points. We take 2 points, point number A and point number B. And what I do, I will keep one test charge here and I will try to move the test charge from A to B and I will try to find what is the work done. So, at A, if I keep the test charge, it will be acted upon by the electric field in this direction. So, we want to go against this field and do some work on this. So, first I am going to find what is the work done to move the unit positive test charge from A to B. So, this work done will be equal to force on displacement. So, what is the force? Force, I write it as force now, into displacement. What is displacement? Displacement is dr. Let the displacement from A to B be dr. Now, what is force? F is equal to QE. So, F is equal to QE when I am writing, here E direction is this here, but we are moving against the E direction. So, I write Q into minus E. So, minus Q into E or Q naught into E and into this dr. So, what we came to know? We came to know work done is equal to minus Q naught E into dr. Let that be equation 1. Now, what I am going to do? I am going to find another work done, same work done in another form. So, work done is also equal to charge times potential difference, right. So, this we have seen in the definition of potential difference, that is work done per unit charge. So, what is charge Q naught? What is the potential difference? That is VB minus VA. Why I am writing V minus VA? Because potential at B will be more than A. If potential at A is V, potential at B will be V plus dV, isn't it? Because when you try to move it from here to here, you have to do some additional work. So potential of B will be more than potential of A. So when I write this here, Q naught, what is VB? It is V plus dV, minus what is VA? It is V. These two gets cancelled. I get work done is equal to Q naught into dV. Let that be equation 2. Now from this equation number 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2, we can find that minus Q naught E dr is equal to Q naught dV. These two gets cancelled and I get E is equal to minus dV by dr. So we came to know that electric field is minus dV by dr. We also say in words as electric field is negative gradient of the electric potential. So we can write it here that electric field is negative gradient of potential. This relationship you will find there is a lot of applications of this. So next topic what I am going to say, I will use this, how I will use this E is equal to minus dV by dr, you will learn that. So electric field and electric potential, they are related as electric field is negative gradient of potential difference. Now let us see electric potential due to uniformly charged spherical shell. It is a thin spherical shell. So if I take a thin spherical shell, I think we have already seen a thin spherical shell's electric field. So we took 3 points, we took a charged spherical shell and we took a point outside, we took a point on the surface, we took a point inside and we found the value of electric fields. If I remember, if the radius of this sphere is r and this point is suppose from the center r smaller distance away, then electric field at this point was k into q by r square. At this point electric field was, let this be E1, let this point E2 be equal to k into q by r square, and at the inside and somewhere here E3 was 0 because there was no net charge enclosed, so there will be no electric field. Let us see whether in the same way will our electric potential also change. Let us see that. So now for the same 3 points, let this point be 1, point number 2 and point number 3, we want to find the electric potential. So same way for point A, for point 1, for point 1. For point 1, the value of electric potential will be equal to k into q. Let the charge q be on the surface like this, q on the surface. So k into q by r, because it is r distance away from it. Now let us try to find what is for point 2, for point number 2. So potential at second point will be equal to k into q. Now r becomes this capital R, so k q by r. What is the potential at point 3? So at 3, will it be k q by this r? Let this be r dash. Will it be k q by r dash or will it be something else? Because electric charge is not enclosed here. See, when we found the electric field at various points, we took the help of Gauss law. We drew a Gaussian surface at this point, we drew a Gaussian surface at this point, and we drew at this point, and we saw that in third point, since there was no charge enclosed, I had the electric field to be 0. So when electric field is 0, will electric potential also be 0? No, because just now we saw that E is equal to minus dV by dr. So when E is equal to 0, so I will get from here I get 0 is equal to minus dV by dr. Now tell me, d of dx of what is 0? D of dx of what is 0? D of dx of constant is a 0, right? So we can say since this is 0, V is a constant. So V will be constant, it will not change. So what V at point 2, same will be V at all the inside points. So V3, I will write it will be K Q by R only. Do you understand? So KQ by R at 2, KQ by R at 3 and KQ by small r at 1. But this value will not be same for electric field. So sometimes they may ask this question in competitive examinations also. by the help of a graph. So, if you remember the graph, what I told you in the electric field graph, I told you that if you take R here and till the R becomes equal to capital. So, here suppose I have the value of capital R. So, up to R the electric field was 0, at R it will be maximum, and as you go away it keeps on reducing. This was the graph of electric field, if you remember. So, electric field keeps on, this is the electric field and this is the R scale here. So, when R became equal to R, it became highest, and as it goes away it keeps on reducing, since electric field is inversely proportional to R square. Now, if you draw the graph of electric potential, please see here, you will find that if this is R and this is potential, you will find that up to this point R, potential is constant, it's not 0, it is constant, and from R it will start reducing because V is proportional to 1 by R. But this will be a parabolic curve, this will be a linear curve, that is a difference. So, will both be same curve? No, this will be a inverse curve, not linear, it will be inverse curve, and this will be inverse square, I will say parabolic curve, this will be a parabolic kind of curve. So, V is proportional to 1 by R. So, this is the graph of V with R, this is the graph of E with R. Let us see one question now. 27 drops of same size are charged at 220 volt each, combined to form a bigger drop. Calculate the potential of the bigger drop. So, what they are saying, there are 27 small drops, and all these 27 small drops, they combine to form a bigger drop. What they are asking you to find? If the potential of each drop is 220 volt, here potential of each drop is 220 volt, they are asking to find what is the potential of this bigger drop. Will it be same? Let us see whether it will be same or not. So, what happens? First we will try to find the relationship between the radius of this small drop and radius of this big drop. So, let me assume that let radius of small drop be small r. What will be radius of the bigger drop? Let me take it as capital R. Now, what I will do? I will try to find the relationship between these two radiuses. I can find that because 27 times of 4 by 3 into pi r cube is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, because volume will remain same, basic mathematics. The volume of this 27 drops and volume of this bigger drop will be same because they only have combined to form the bigger drop. So, 4 by 3 got cancelled, pi gets cancelled. So, I get R, if I write directly R here, capital R, that will be equal to cube root of R cube into 27. So, it will be 3 coming out, so it will be 3R. So, I got the expression capital R is equal to 3 into small r. That is the relationship between R and R. See why I am finding this, because I know to find the value of V dash, finally we have to find the value of V dash will be equal to K into this Q by R. Now, I have got R in terms of small r, I will again find Q in terms of small q, total charge, because total charge on this and total charge on this may not be same. Let us find what is the total charge on this. So, total charge on this Q will be equal to 27 times of small q, isn't it? So, 27 times of small q, you want to find this Q. How to find this Q? We know that V is equal to K into Q by R, small r. This is the potential of smaller drop, potential of small drop will be equal to, of each small drop I should write, of each small drop will be equal to V is equal to K into Q by R. So, from here you can write small q is equal to V into R by K. So, small q value if you put here, I will get capital Q is equal to 27 times of V R by K. Let this be equation number 1 and let whatever value you have found be equation number 2. So, from 1 and 2 we can write, from 1 and 2 we can write V dash is equal to K into capital Q. Capital Q is here 27 into V into R by K, and what is R? R is 3R, 3 into R. K gets cancelled, R gets cancelled, this becomes 9 times. So we get new voltage will be 9 times the old voltage. So what is the old voltage? 220 volt. So V dash will be equal to 9 times of 220 volt. That will be equal to 1980 volt. So each small drop which had 220 volt potential difference, when it combined to form a bigger drop, it had a potential difference or the potential of 1980 volt. So what we learned in today's session? We learned what is the electric potential due to a dipole at the general point, and we also found that how it is linked with axial and equatorial. So we got a formula for general point, and with the general point we put the value of theta and we found V for axial and V for equatorial. We also found the relationship between the electric field and the electric potential, and we found electric field is equal to negative gradient of electric potential, E is equal to minus dV by dr. We also saw how to use electric potential formula for a system of charges where V was equal to summation of all the V's, and then I solved a numerical for you. Like this, many numericals are there. Please try to solve all the numericals from NCERT book and whatever textbook you are following. Thank you. If you have liked the video, please like it, comment in the comment section and subscribe to our channel.